Okay, so good evening, everybody. We asked for this Zoom call to share an update with news regarding the purchase process of the land. If you could put mute. So yeah, I will just go directly to the update. So last week, just before the weekend, I had a call with the landowner, just kind of checking to see if everything is okay, because there was a delay in receiving the agreement. And over the phone call, he shared with me that he feels that the price is too low. And we got into a discussion about it, and I asked him, like, I told him, yeah, but we agreed and everything, and he said, yeah, but I understand now, it needs to be 2 million more, etc., etc., etc. I was already kind of okay, and I told him, look, take the weekend, think about it, and let's talk after the weekend and see like what we want to do. Like, we have like already a term sheet that we signed, both of us, you signed, I signed, a non-binding one, but based on this we constructed the whole deal. And so on Monday evening we received an email from his lawyer to our lawyers without CCing not me and not him, like all our correspondence was until then, with one sentence: we are stopping the negotiation, like this, we are stopping the negotiation. So Monday night I had a call with our lawyers to analyze and understand. I will share with you in a moment our analysis, but after that I decided to write an email to Carlos, the owner. I wrote him that we received the email from the lawyers and that I want to talk to him. He's Buddhist, so I signed with like a Buddhist blessing, and I wrote him about the process that we had and everything, and that I want to have a call. And this morning we had a call, and during this call, Makato was with me also on the call, and also Jose, which is the broker that worked on this deal. So the bottom line of the call is that one second, there is someone that is not unmuted, and there is feedback.
David, make me a co-host so I can do these things.
Okay. And one second. Arava, more. Make me co-host. Done. Thank you. Okay. So the bottom line is that most chances that is not going to sell the land for the price that we agreed or the conditions we already agreed. Most chances are that he's not really stable and ready to let go of this land. Small chances that he will do another U-turn, because I felt that he's not very stable. He offered also to have a different deal, that we will be partners with him in some kind of a deal that he is not really sure what is the deal, but he gave some ideas. And so the feeling is that most chances that we won't be able to make the project on this land. I'm saying most chances because from my experience in the business and real estate world, these things happen, and sometimes they turn around again, and suddenly something changes. For example, maybe someone told him, I'm going to pay you 8 million for the land, and suddenly he had this weekend, thought about it, and maybe a week from now we will understand that this is not a real offer and he will come back, or something like this. And so I want to stop now here for a moment before we go into more analysis and more information and more thinking what will be the future of it, just to give a moment for us, like, let's take a deep breath. I think for most of the people here, it's like first time hearing this. So we try to share the information as quickly as possible from the moment we understood that this is really happening. Like we've waited like 3 days to make sure that that's the case, from the weekend until the call that we had now. So just like, let's breathe for a moment. I need it. And so I want to share first just what I felt, what is the feeling that I have, and maybe to open the circle for other sharings, and not going into solutions and not going into necessarily analysis, but just the feeling itself. So just to tell you that the first feeling was like I was kind of, I got a punch in my stomach and I was shocked. It was a total surprise, based on his behavior until now and all the effort that was put in the deal, not only from our side, but also from his side. And also the reaction of the brokers and the lawyers was so totally surprised, not understanding what happened. And then I was angry. I was angry and I felt very disappointed with him, because we did build a relationship and I felt that there is trust, and I felt that what he did was not in the integrity of the relationship. Yeah, legally can do it, of course, until it's not signed, it's not signed, but all the energy and the communication was tending towards a deal. And then I went, kind of looking at our behavior and the way we managed it, and I was checking to see if I feel some kind of judgment or criticism, or find any flaw in the way we behaved, because this is my kind of tendency to go and check and maybe look for a reason that brought it. And then I felt a relief. I felt like a strong relief that maybe it's not clear yet, but this is happening for a reason that we will discover, and it will most probably be a good one that will serve us. And I felt a lot of confidence in Garden of Life, in us as a community, in the pioneers, in the team, in the circles. There was a big feeling of, yes, it's growing, it's happening, and it's stronger than this land or the other. Although it's a real hit, it's a real punch. And then I felt also this morning we had a call with the pioneers, with the people that intended to move to the land first. Like there is a group of these people, and some of them are here now, and I felt that it brings the ability to shift more quickly from me being some kind of a source and a focal point, and then the core team, and then all the rest, into a more decentralized leadership, that more people are part of it. I really felt it this morning, and I feel that this is a positive thing for the kind of community that we want to build. So more people leaning in, more people taking responsibility. It's already happening regardless to this situation, but and maybe more people looking for a land, an alternative land, if that's what we'll decide to do. But something that is moving from the more centralized leadership that was until recently into a more group community leadership. And this feeling actually filled me with optimism and hope. I can go on more because I felt a lot of things, but I think that let's open it for also for questions, not only for sharings, but let's try to be in this moment, in what's alive now, and not with worries of what will happen 2 months from now in August, or different things that we will get to them later on in this call. So it's open for sharings.
I believe the same as you do, that it's happening for the best, because the same way you feel that what is live here is the spirit of the people and the intentions. So since it was so real for a moment and then it just vanished almost for like no reason, it's probably for the best. That's what I feel.
Thank you, Neil. Noah.
Hi. Just came from the Wednesday group and we felt so much connected. In the beginning, more like I saw the faces on the people when they heard the announcement, but slowly it got softened and we opened up the emotional body, and it was really sensational. And I want to say that I also felt a relief because it was too fast for me and I really wanted it, but I understood it's not connected to my rhythm of life now. So I had to release. And it was painful, but now that I heard the news, I thought, okay. So maybe the next phase will be more like aligned with my faith. And now also I'm saying maybe we can look for something more tropical or maybe like a rainforest, because also I was worried about because it's so hot here in Israel and it's so hot there. So maybe we can just find a forest and live there. So all the European people start working on that, please. This is my my request for the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Yeah, Luis.
This is my second call in the same day. First and foremost, I feel very inspired by the organism and the emotional availability and intelligence I'm experiencing. But I also felt the sadness. I really hear all your reliefs, but I feel, without being stressed, I feel an urgency in the collective for things like this to be created now. And an excitement when I got weaved into this, because this has been the foremost focus these past years for me in my life. And I resonate deeply with the forest and the lakes. And we have some really beautiful lands here in the north, but it is also darker in the winter. So I'm excited to hear where this is going. Still hoping for Portugal because I'm a son of the sun, even though I love the north. Thank you.
You all.
Yeah, thank you. Yasmin.
Hi. I just wanted to say that I think the part that this land played was getting good people interested and joining and getting to know others. And that was the job of this land, and getting to it and knowing it. And I know for my side that I've been in the Telegram group for a while, and only when you did that Zoom showing the land and everything, then I was like, okay. And that started so many wonderful things in my life and like evolving with this project. So I'm already very grateful for this land, and it's exciting because the people are already here. So it doesn't matter, like what matters is the people than the land, I think. that's my feelings.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. More voices. Hmm.
For me, it brought me a strong call of let's make a stronger global Garden of Life movement, which we all are, and let's even give more energy to that and expand it. And at the same time, let's form a group of pioneers, small group that will be ready to go on a land and go deeper together. And then, as someone said earlier, that the land will show up and will be even more ready than before with the funding and with the people. And I feel it's really aligned, and I feel relief. Of course, there is sadness. We had a pool, but maybe too much. Like, yeah, more nature, less white houses in the beginning, and more. Yeah, it feels more aligned. And in many ways, it was too good to be true, and in many ways, it was not the right place. So, yeah, I guess we will laugh on that 10 years from now, when we'll be on our awesome land with many trees and nature. And yeah, we will remember the mine of the skulls. Yeah, we'll remember this land. That's the name of it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Good, let's rise from the death.
Hmm.
I wanted to dig and find gold there. I have a daily practice to dig a hole, but not gonna happen.
I feel that this conversation is so important, that just being in this phase that things are not certain, things changing, balancing together, aligning together with this, it's important. It's important muscle work. So it's for the best.
Hmm. I can share that I felt I felt scared. I felt like, we have so much responsibility, and, we really pushed to make this happen. And it was so, like, we had already, like, you said yes to the conditions, and it was like it's in our hands, and then it wasn't. And it was just very scary. And also, I was scared for this moment. I was scared about how you're going to react. I was scared that you'll be angry, or that it will that it will make it will break us. It is easier when there is a land, there is like the magnet of pulling in, and now that it's gone, like it's scary. But I also felt my grandmother used to say that if something is yours, it will come closer, and if it's not, then let it go fast. it's best that it will go fast. So I was kind of resting in that, in kind of trusting that the universe knows much better than us. And also there is a saying in Hebrew, a Jewish saying that says, the people of eternity are not afraid from a long road. And that's something that I take with me, like remembering that this is a long road, even if we try to rush it and we try to do it as fast as we can, it's much bigger and it takes time. And that helped me to go back and kind of breathing into the uncertainty. And now hearing you, I just feel this deep gratitude of us holding this together, and of the fact that, you know, when we started this, we really wanted to have people with the mindset of entrepreneurs that want to carry the uncertainty together, and I'm amazed that, you know, through Zoom calls and meetings and calls, then all these beautiful people are coming together and getting to know one another and wanting to create this crazy thing together. So I feel like we're very, very powerful, with or without land. Any other voices, feelings, questions, thoughts?
I can share a bit more and also give some more information. So first of all, just to say that, you know, these kind of processes, they have like a lot of unknown, yeah, and we are trying to create like a bridge in this unknown from the reality of now and the reality of later, and it requires some kind of the ability to hold this unknown and surprises until a deal will be signed. And I still feel good about this land. I feel that, yeah, it's hot and dry, and maybe if we look for other lands, we will try to find lands that are not necessarily with these disadvantages. But looking at the whole picture, I think that, you know, it's a great land to start a village. So in a way, I hope. So in a way, I hope that you know, whatever needs to happen will happen, and in the process, we will meet more situations like this. So although it is like, maybe for some people it's obvious, for other people it's not. So just to say it, and another thing that Or said this morning, and maybe Or, you want to say it now, regarding the common responsibility as a community, something that is also regarding the feeling of responsibility towards all the people here, that we will talk about it in a moment, regarding the summer gathering and everything. So maybe you want to share a word about that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what I shared then, but something came to me now. But I think it's about how you like that there is a responsibility to provide something, maybe. So there's like maybe a feeling of where we might disappoint people because we we are not going to provide anything that was promised, or something like that. And in my opinion, it is a good practice as a community to let go of any expectation, even if someone takes some responsibility. If I'm not involved and like taking the responsibility myself, and I have full trust in the person doing it, and if it doesn't manifest, then it's probably didn't need to manifest. And it's a good practice for us as a community to have a full trust in whoever took this responsibility, and let go of those roles that we're so used to play of provider and tzarchan, how do you say it?
Consumer.
Yeah, of consumers and providers, and this is not the type of relationships that we want to create in our community. So I think it's a good practice for us, and it's okay also to have this feeling, right? It's okay if I feel like very disappointment because I was expecting something. That's a very normal thing to feel, and that's the time to practice. What am I doing if this feeling comes, and what's my reaction to this feeling? And I want to share that we were in the group of the pioneers, so we got this message this morning, and I shared, like a lot of us, there was kind of a relief. We planned to just like drop everything, move to Portugal, and so sometimes it's like a relief, and okay, there's more time. But then I was driving to a class, and I just started crying listening to a song about football. Like it was really the new song of Ran Benzo. And I don't know, I felt like really, really like a lot of sadness, and I understand it. I'm also very sad. Like there is also a lot of sadness, as like letting go of this kind of story that I really thought it's gonna happen. It's like building my home in only a few months already. So there is also sadness that I'm noticing now. That I think I need to find a way and a place to let it go, not only listening to radio songs in the car. Yeah. But I'm excited to see also that in the bigger group as well, most of the voices are of trust and trusting the process and not running away when there is like a bump or like a wall in the road. Yeah. And it's really cool to see what kind of people this project is bringing in. I know Luis from years ago. And I have the two that Luis, I have the two from Luis, so it's very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I want to share. So I'm also from the group of the pioneers. We heard the news this morning, so I had some time to digest, and yeah, and just what I feel now is actually excitement and yeah, more trust, something more confident actually. And there's always, like, since the beginning of this talk, I have this vision. I'm very inspired by nature, and I'm also primitive skills guide and survival stuff. And I have this metaphor that now we are kind of those small plants in the desert, or if you see next to the seashore, there are relatively smaller plants or bushes because of the harsh winds and salt and all this condition, all this turbulent. But I'm very amazed and by this I don't know, this livelihood or this ability to keep exist, to stay alive, or keep the essence of something, even though the conditions are not as good as we thought or we wish. And so I feel kind of the same, like there's like a turbulence now for us as a community and for each individual, and we became maybe a little bit smaller by the, I don't know, the at least emotionally, it's like taken us down, or me as well. But I don't feel that it's it doesn't
Erase us.
yeah, it doesn't erase us or doesn't really kill us. It's just shocking us, but we're still here. We still feel and contemplate and learn. So so this is the metaphor that I have, that this appreciation of things still being alive, or maybe even getting more clear, like what is this thing, what is the essences that we want to keep. Yeah, so just want to share that and feel really very lots of gratitude for whoever was working behind the scene, especially the core team, and Kato, Rava is here, and Amit and David, clearly. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I want to share that something that also came to my mind is this the approach and the tension that there is between finding land, buying a land, raising money for a land, and what is needed to build a community, the organic permaculture way of building a community. Also, in the call that we had this morning with the owner, we felt that he kind of changed his mind into a mindset of extracting the maximum money he can get from the land. Whereas before that, it's not that he was doing us a favor. Like 6.5 million euros for this land is a fair market price. I think that he won't get more. But he said, I'm going to develop it more. I'm going to wait another year or two, and then I can get more money and blah, blah, blah. And we had and I feel that also, like for me, it's kind of looking at this, at me as an entrepreneur pushing really strongly to make a deal, to bridge, between the dream and the reality. And so just to share that I think that also for me there is like some kind of a lesson or something to look at, and not necessarily to change, because I think that it's needed to make this bridge. Yeah, we need this energy, the very sharp and masculine energy, to be able to close such a deal. But also I feel that we received a present, because the energy of the land, as it was said, brought us together in a strong gravity, stronger than just meeting. And now it's up to us to see where we're taking it. And I feel the energy, and I feel that also maybe for some people it will be too much, and this is also fine. But I feel that for most people it will be actually leaning in more to get there. Suddenly a deal of 3 million euro will feel super easy. We can raise the money. Like, but have commitments of 3 million euros in our community is also amazing. Just to say so. So this is also something to consider. So maybe there is another hard share or something, or a question before I move to like more like analysis and thoughts about next phase. Okay, I can say that if you feel that you want to share later on, either in this call or with someone, then feel free. It's like it's very quick, and sometimes we need time to digest and feel more into it. I went through this process in the last 3 days. So a few more things to say. So we had this call this morning with him, and we tried to understand if the deal is dead and what kind of deal we can get. And we got some ideas about potential directions with him. And then, so this is one thing. Second thing, we asked him about the summer gathering. So this is before what we want. I'm just to put the options. So first of all, if you really want the land, we can reach a deal, maybe, like there is a chance to reach a deal. It won't necessarily be in the same timeline. That's not necessarily bad. But what I felt is that I'm not sure that we would want to have a deal in his conditions and with his character, or becoming a partner with him. It will be very hard to make decisions together. It's already hard, but having a partner that is not totally aligned with us is not necessarily the right thing. So my recommendation would be not to close this door, but to work on other alternatives, and to, you know, and not to wait for him, but to, you know, to bring our sovereignty, to go back to our center and to take responsibility here and say, okay, we cannot control what he will do and what he will decide, and we need to decide for ourselves what we were doing when this is the case, when this is the situation, regarding the land and also regarding the summer. So regarding the summer, is open to let us use the land for the summer gathering. But it's not like 100% yes. So he wants us to send him an agreement, and then he will go over it, and only if he agrees to the conditions, because he doesn't want to write the agreement, although he gave a lot of conditions, only then he will let us use the land. And until now, it was under agreements of emails and based on the deal that we are making, and this needs to be different now. So this is the situation regarding the summer gathering, and I think that these two things open the discussions and the options. And I want to share, I want to suggest something to us, and some process that I feel that will be very relevant for the community that we are building. So regarding the summer, I think that we need to go back to the reason that we wanted to have the summer. We wanted to meet in person. We wanted to have some friction, to get to know each other. We wanted to bring together the global community and the village community that is going to be. We wanted to give people some time to feel us, to feel the culture that we want to build, to feel the land itself. So these were the reasons to come together. Also to take the kind of the stakes a bit higher. So not only Zoom and not only one day gathering and these kind of things. So that was the purpose, that was the intention for the summer, and I feel that most of these things are still alive. Some of us were worried more about the weather, about the heat and the dryness of the summer on this land. Others were maybe excited to be in extreme conditions and to see how we survive as a group. And I think that it opens the question, where, when, and who are the people, or in which constellation. And the scale is, one side is to say we're going to do it exactly the same as we planned on this land or on another land, same dates and everything the same. And on the other scale, I heard some ideas of doing it differently. And I want to say that I feel that one of the most important things that we honored until now, we valued until now, and I want us to keep doing it, is our integrity, is the honesty, and the trust and confidence that Garden of Life is building with all of us, and we are building with each other. So I think that since a lot of people, including me, my ex-wife, and the kids are planning to be in Portugal in August, and I'm sure that many other people, some changed the plans, some bought plane tickets, and a lot of things, and I think we need to respect it, and this is part of the things to take in consideration. And what I want to suggest is that we will invite people here from the community that want to be part of a circle that will prepare a proposal for the community regarding the summer gathering. We will use the sociocracy method. So we will start with all the requirements or like needs and desires, things that we want to take in consideration in the decision making, and the solution needs to answer them. and then to put some 2 or 3 options, and then to bring it into the discussion beginning of next week together. The people that would want to be part of this discussion, we will do it on Zoom, maybe in smaller groups if many people will join, but we also will share the proposal before, and then we'll make a decision as a community about this. I think this is the right way to go about it, but also this is my opinion, and I'm open for other options. But I think that it will be a good process for us to make the decision, and as long as we put a time limit for this, because we all want to know what is going to happen, and a lot of beautiful ideas came, like doing a community road trip, visiting communities in Portugal and seeing lands together. One option. Other option is to put like intentional time for the pioneer community separately and the global community separately. Other options were to do it in like for a shorter time, because it's a huge production. Yeah, we have alternative land, at least one that we know of, that can host us, not necessarily same conditions and everything, but this is also an option. And we can decide to do it in a more chilly area, north of Portugal or somewhere else that is within a reach, or on the beach or whatever. So many options that we should consider. And I want to suggest that until next Tuesday, like a week from now, we will make a decision. So after this call, we will open a little group for this discussion, just people that really want to be in this preparation of the proposal. It doesn't mean like everyone will be able to influence, but we need a group that will kind of hold this process. So this is one thing regarding the gathering. Another thing is regarding finding a land. So what we would want to do now is to also to open a group of land scouters, people that have the ability and the charge to do it. And also there we will put the requirements on a document that will be shared with everyone. What are we looking for? Snow, trees, and stuff like that. And then we will start looking for lands. I did today, just as I played with it and I looked for different lands, and there are a lot of beautiful lands, different challenges, different prices, everything, you know. And since I've been looking for land in the last 2-3 years, I think it's a good time to find a land, because the global situation is creating opportunities as well. But so this is another thing. And the third thing to talk about is the opportunity to build our community now and to focus more on that, and not necessarily to focus on developing the land and raising money, which took a lot of energy. And once we'll find the land, again, balancing the energies. So that's my proposal. I'm open for thoughts about it and your suggestions and everything, and also questions regarding the information that I gave.
I want to say the fact that we have this opportunity as a community to deal with like something that is not easy, that has like different needs, different people, and we need to make a suggestion and see a community, how we deal with this suggestion and make a decision and balance all those needs is amazing. Like only for this it was worth it to see, to like really feel those tools of communal decision making and decentralized decision making. And I like it. I like your offer. Yeah.
Well, I think also, first of all, I really want to thank you. I think that it's amazing, the energy and the dedication, commitment, everything you're putting into what you're doing is really appreciated, really, really. So thank you. And I believe, well, first I thought about myself, like, am I available right now to jump in and try to think of a alternative solution? And I feel a bit far away, like distant also from the core of the team and getting really connected to everything that's happening. So from my perspective, I'm supporting you, first of all. I do like to contribute something for the effort. Like, I really don't know right now what's needed. I think first, as you said, what's going on with the summer, and so I don't know what to offer at that moment. Just my gratitude and my openness to willingness to do something if needed. But I do think that we should try and make something out of it, like just answer the challenge. Thank you.
Thanks, Neil.
You know, it's funny because maybe it's because the way I am, and I find it very easy to talk with people and also in public and all that. So, but it's kind of weird to see that in such a moment, so many people choose to say nothing, you know. Just
Maybe
fun.
I was shocked at the beginning, so maybe people are
Okay.
shocked, and also the late hour, but we'll have more time to talk about it and to share. And we have like all the onboarding group, the practice group, that the plan is to have maybe Amit, you want to say a word about it if you're available to say, but there is a plan to have this the group as an ongoing process groups for people that want to continue the process. We receive this feedback. Amit, you want to say a word about it?
Yeah, yes. Hello, everyone. So my thought is that we will have some physical contact, in a sense that we will see each other. We will have a group perhaps in Portugal and a group in Israel that will get together once every 2 weeks, and we'll just continue our journey together. We'll practice the practices that the Garden or Game B is aiming to practice, and that's how we're gonna kind of keep the rhythm together. So we will give some more details about it, I think, in about 2 weeks. And I will really, really want you to participate and, yeah, and show up.
Okay, yes. So, if there is anything else that want to be said or asked, this is the time. And otherwise, I think we will close this session.
Yeah. I wanted to say that I don't know about the voices of people who didn't talk and what's going through your head, stomach, heart, and just to say that whatever it is you're feeling, it's valid and it has room, and to encourage you to reach out, to write in the group, to write to one of us, to connect, and not to stay with it alone. humans usually don't like uncertainty. We try to avoid it, and we kind of have a change in plans. So our way to create certainty is with these groups that are working towards our future, towards the summer and where we're going to be, what we're going to do. We realize that people bought plane tickets and that expected something, and now we need to figure out what that will be. So that's one thing. Trying to find land, that's another effort. Taking part in the onboarding groups and the continuing groups. People in Portugal, we really need your help in order to keep that, to light the fire and keep the fire going, or in other places in Europe. So that's definitely something. And yeah, so just to say, this is a good time, and you are welcome to help us navigate this ship, and where this ship will go and how depends on all of us. So you're welcome to join in whatever excites you, and whatever you have, you know, the passion to give. So it's an official invitation.
I think that for me, I shared my feelings earlier in the Wednesday group in the prep, so I didn't want to bore like half the people, but generally agree with all the positivity that was said here. I know someone smart once said, "Don't let a good crisis go to waste." I think we're doing a pretty good job with that. I think the land is coincidental. The people here is what matters, and the spirit. And you talked about reducing uncertainty, and I think that the certain thing for a lot of people here is that we knew we want to do this thing. We knew we want to do it. We all made the effort of coming and freeing this time this summer. We went ahead and bought a plane ticket to Portugal. Some people planned a whole trip in Europe around that, the family, the thing, the this, the that. So if we want to provide more certainty, I think the most certain thing is to say, let's meet up in Portugal on the same dates all of us have planned, and we'll find out the right land to do that. That will reduce the uncertainty, keep the momentum. This land, that land, let's find something less hot and keep it up the same way. So that would be my suggestion.
Cool. So are you on the team that is bringing?
Well, if everything fails, I'll find us a hostel and we can all get together. But I think that should be the design criteria for what we're looking for.
I already checked if we can close the whole Selena. So
exactly.
In the summer, I don't think so.
Yeah, depends the location. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I love the approach that you brought, Jonathan. Thank you. Yeah, so just to say, I feel, you know, I feel confidence in us. I feel that I received a lot of support and energy from the group, from the community, in this really challenging moment. And also I was able to shift pretty quickly and to be in peace, and with the confidence that we are doing the right thing, we are walking the right path, and we will become a village, and we are a community in the making. And I think this is the most important thing. And the land will come, the right land will come. We have the ability to make it happen. We have the funding for that as well, and it will come, maybe faster than we expect. So yeah, so thank you everyone for coming now for this call, and we will create a group or a channel for the summer plan, the updated plan, and we will try to give like as much clarity as quick as possible. And yeah, I love you.
I just want to put in deep appreciation for this very warm and healthy emotional and communication culture that I'm experiencing here. It's so inspiring, and you have my devotion to whatever I can do to help for what's to come this summer. I'm heading down to Portugal within 3 weeks after a gathering here in Sweden, and let's make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you, David, for all the effort for everyone. But I want to say that I see you, and thank you.
Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
Cheers,
Thank
good
you so
night.
much.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.